Welcome back to Papé Toolkit. Today we're going to go over the 835 and 865 full-size utility gators. Let's get started. First, let's talk about the nomenclature. So 835M Gator is what we're seeing behind us right here. 835 stands for a gas operated, so 54 horsepower Kawasaki engine Gator on this particular unit. The M is the classification. If you remember from all my other videos, E's, M's, and R's, the E is kind of the base model, the M is kind of a mid-range model, a good way to think of it like that, and then the R is kind of a fully spec'd unit. So the M in this particular one's got some extra nice upgrades like power steering, so that's a huge piece of it. It's also got some other available options from the factory that I can order, but basically this is going to be a really nicely kitted XUV. If this was the 865 model standing behind me, it would have the diesel engine. That diesel engine's producing about 23 horsepower, but it's also producing about, if not more, torque than this particular unit. So that torque is going to add to efficiency of the unit. So if you had like a diesel tank on your property, that probably would be the one I would opt for. You're going to get some improved longevity out of that engine. Those engines are pretty much dynamite and bulletproof. So anyway, that's the big difference between the two of those, is just the engine and efficiency level of the machines. Let's talk about some specific features on this particular Gator. So this customer opted for the alloy wheels with the 27-inch Maxxis Bighorn tires. These are going to offer a really nice traction package. You can opt with this with a Terrahawk tire, which is kind of based for more on-road use. So there is some states in the union that allow you to drive these on the actual road. You know, obviously check with your local laws and regulations. I'm not promoting that in Oregon here. We don't have that ability, so I would just share that that is an option. So if you were gonna drive it on the road, there is tire options for that. This particular one has a winch integrated into the front of it. This is a factory worn winch. It's got the synthetic rope on it. So really, really nice winch on this particular unit, and all the wiring is pre-done on this particular unit. This one was opted with the cargo net sides. You can get this with doors, so you can have a full door panel, a half door panel. This also has the front and rear glass, so it's actual glass on here. And this particular one can open up all the way, and it is optioned with a nice windshield wiper and washer fluid on it as well, which is a switch on your dash control, which is really nice to have. All right, I jumped inside the Gator to show you our next feature. So this particular Gator is optioned with the hydraulic dump bed. So I'm gonna go ahead and raise that up while I'm talking here. As you can see, it's got a nice steep angle on that dump. And so I can, you know, get the material out really, really easily. So really nice option to have. You know, kind of a spendy option if I'm being honest, but it is really, really convenient. I know that a lot of the other brands out there on the market don't offer this particular feature, so it's really nice to have. The cargo box on this one has removable side plates as well, so I can remove the sides of them. So these are made of a poly material, but I can remove the side plate here, and I can make this a complete flatbed in the back. So if I had some bigger materials that I needed to put in the back, I do have that option. This one's also optioned with the taillights and the spray and bed liner, which is really convenient, and it protects that bed really, really well. You've got tons of tie down points all over the back of this thing. So tying down your equipment and securing your materials is not going to be an issue. I've got an automotive style tailgate with a built-in ruler, kind of similar to most of my other Gators. This is a very kind of standard box in our Gator community, but really nice feature to have. The other big thing for 2023 is that they have increased the towing capacity on this machine. So this can't be understated. This thing will tow 4,000 pounds, which is actually more than my SUV right now, which is kind of pretty extreme. So I can tow 4,000 pounds. I've got a standard 2-inch receiver on the back of this thing. Pretty impressive tow capability. Additionally, in the back of my cargo box, I've got 1,000 pounds of payload capacity. So 1,000 pounds of payload capacity is a huge capacity for one of these vehicles, which is really nice and convenient when I'm working around the farm. I've got some easy access to my air filter on the outside. Maintenance-wise, all I have to do is raise that dump bed. I've got access to checking the engine oil, checking all of my filters, all that kind of stuff is really, really easily accessible. So that can't be understated as well, that the maintenance of these particular pieces of equipment shouldn't be a challenge. And it's really nice that this thing is really easy to get to. Again, some of the competitors out there, there's multiple pieces of plastic I have to remove, that kind of stuff. All that stuff is really convenient on these Gators, so that makes it nice. All right, let's step back into the cab here and take a look at some of the features that we've got. So the nice, really convenient layout in this particular unit. I've got a 3-seat configuration, so I've got driver, I can take 2 more passengers with me. So super wide, lots of space. As you can see, I'm kind of sitting in the middle one right now. I've got lots of foot room because I've got a pretty level floorboard in here. I've got multiple cup holders, 1, 2, 3 right there. That's pretty significant to have 3 cup holders right up in there. I've got my glove box here that's got my winch controller in there, and it's pre-wired, so all I have to do is plug it inside my glove box here, which is really nice, convenient, keeps it out of the way. I've got multiple spots, knockout panels for switches. I've got 4-wheel drive, 2-wheel drive, just at the push of a button. I've got a differential lock, a windshield wiper, like we talked about, fluid and actual turning it on right there on the dash. Full digital instrument cluster up here that's going to tell me whether I've got my fuel capacities, my temperature gauge, my miles per hour, all my hour meters, all that good stuff. It also tells me when I'm in 4-wheel drive or not. So really, really nice. Again, sticking with that automotive style theme that Gators are really kind of known for, I've got a control lever here that's got low, high, neutral, and reverse, kind of like a car's automatic transmission. So really nice there. Again, standard brake and gas pedals. So again, just like a car. I do have the option for tilt steering wheel in here, so I've got that as well. I've got my light controls, and then of course my dumping feature over on the other side. Lots of different spaces for storage down below, 12-volt chargers. Very, very nice. Additionally, I've got a big storage compartment underneath the seat, so I can actually use this for a cooler because it's got a drain port down below. So I can put some ice in there, store some cold drinks on a hot day. If I'm out working on the farm all day, it's really nice to have that ability. Otherwise, I can just store a lot of equipment in there, so it's really nice to have that as well. That driver's seat is fully adjustable. I can move it forward and aft, which is also very convenient for those different size customers that we have. So let's talk about some features that this customer didn't opt for that we can't actually get on these 835Ms and 865M Gators. So I can do a full cab option on this particular unit. So it's got full doors and it's got HVAC and in there. So I've got heat, air conditioning, all at the touch of a button, really convenient. It's a nice dash panel. We'll show you some pictures of that. Long and short, the other options that they didn't opt for, there's multiple bumper options on the front of this. So I can have front protection. There's a rear bumper option where I can have rear protection on the back. Again, if you find that that's something that you might need for your workplace or farm or house, those are definitely good options for us. He did obviously opt for the roof, which is really convenient. They do have a nice headliner option for inside of these, which I can put full radios and spec-in speakers and all kinds of stuff. I think the sky's the limit on these things. These are, infinitely kind of accessorizable, if that's even a word. I'm not sure it is, but let's use it anyways. Long and short, beautiful machine. Lots of things we can do with it. Sky's the limit with accessories, and but But this one's a really nice configuration. I would say this is probably kind of my most popular selling version of this. Front back windshield with a roof, you know, gives you some limited protection from the elements. You know, the HVAC option tends to be a little bit more expensive of an option. Really nice, really convenient, very, very automotive luxury, you know, quality. But at the end of the day, this is probably the most cost-effective way that I outfit this Gator. Overall, this 835M Gator is, you know, I would say probably one of our most popular sellers in the Gator community. We're starting to get a little bit more inventory. These have been really hard to come by in the last few years. So if you're watching this, you know, in the winter of, you know, from 22 to 23, we're starting to get a bit more inventory. So that's a really nice thing we can offer to our customers. These have always been orderable from the factory, and so we can continue to order them. But you'll see a few more of these at the dealerships kind of showing up over the next few months. Really, really nice, nicely outfitted. If you're looking for something, you know, that weighs approximately 2,000 pounds, you know, low impact to the turf. It's got the nice turf mode, so I'm not gonna tear up the terrain, but I have the ability to have a differential lock, 4-wheel drive, all of those kind of, you know, amped up features if I'm trying to get around my property and up big steep hills. So, if this is something that we can help with, we would love to. So if you've got any questions on these machines or machines like it, please comment below. Please like and subscribe to our channel, and we would love to help you out at Papé Machinery. We'll see you soon, okay?
Hi, my name is Jason Hughes. I'm a territory manager out of Eugene, Oregon. I'm also a large property owner and own a lot of the equipment that you see featured in these videos. I hope you find this content helpful. If you have any questions, please comment below.